I opened the attic and saw a dusty photograph. Did I just discover my quiet grandfather's hidden war uniform in that old picture? My mother gasped when I showed her the image. She whispered, "That uniform belongs to a soldier we never spoke about." The photo showed my grandfather in a dark coat, a medal on his chest, and a strange scar on his cheek. I felt a cold shiver. Who was this man? Why did he hide this secret? The house felt heavy, like an old secret pressing on the walls. My younger sister, Lou, ran away crying, saying she heard voices in the attic. My father frowned, his eyes dark. Suddenly, the old wooden floor creaked, and a locked box fell from the shelf. Inside was a sealed letter addressed to my dear son. I could not breathe. What would the letter say? My heart raced, waiting for the truth. My name is Aria. I am 17. I live in my grandparents' old house near the river. The house is big, with a cracked porch and a dark attic. My mother, Maya, works as a teacher. My father, Raj, left us when I was 5. He came back after my divorce from his second wife, but the custody battle kept us apart. My younger brother, Lou, is 10. He loves to play hide-and-seek in the attic. My grandfather, Uncle Kareem, died last year. He left a will that mentions an heirloom, a silver compass that belonged to his father. The compass is said to bring good luck. The will also says that the house will go to the child who finds the hidden truth about his past. Everyone thinks the secret is just a story. But my mother says the secret is real. She tells me that my grandfather fought in a war far away, but no one ever talked about it. I feel confused. I ask my aunt, Sarah, who lives in the city, if she knows anything. She smiles and says, "Your grandfather was a hero, Arya. He saved many lives." I do not believe her. I think there is more. The next day, I climbed the attic stairs. Dust covered every box. I opened the old trunk that belonged to my grandfather. Inside, I found a faded map and a small wooden box. The box was locked with a rusted keyhole. I felt my heart beat fast. I remembered the letter I saw in the box earlier. I wondered if the map showed where the soldier uniform was hidden. I called Lou to help. He giggled and said, "We will find treasure." We searched the attic for clues. A loose floorboard caught my eye. I lifted it and saw a small notebook. The notebook had the word caravan written on the first page. I read the next lines. June 1944. I left my family for the cause. I promised to return. My mind raced. My grandfather had left his family for a war. The secret was not just a uniform, it was a hidden life. I felt a mix of pride and fear. I ran downstairs to tell Maya. Maya listened quietly. She held the notebook with trembling hands. Your grandfather was a soldier, she whispered. He hid his uniform to protect us from the enemy. I asked, why did he hide it? Did he betray us? Maya's eyes filled with tears. She said, he fought for a cause that many called treason. He chose the side of the enemy to save our village. My stomach twisted. I felt the house shaking with an old secret. Lou ran to the kitchen and asked, will we get the compass? Maya shook her head. The compass will stay hidden until the truth is known. I felt the weight of the will on my shoulders. The inheritance depended on discovering the hidden past. I promised to find the truth, even if it meant learning that my beloved grandfather could be a traitor. My Aunt Sarah arrived that evening. She drove a black car and wore a bright red scarf. She looked at the house and said, "It is time for the family reunion." She brought a folder with old papers. Inside were the original will and a photograph of my grandfather in a uniform. The uniform was not a soldier's coat but a badge of a secret army. Sarah told me, "Your grandfather was an officer in the hidden resistance." I felt the attic's cold air again. Lou ran to me and asked, "Will we get the compass now?" I could not answer. Sarah opened the folder and read the clause, "If the heir discovers the hidden past, the heirloom passes to him." She smiled and added, "The heirloom is the compass, but the real treasure is the truth." Sarah whispered, "Your grandfather made a deal with the enemy. He gave them the map of our village." My heart beat fast. I asked, "Did he betray us?" Sarah shook her head. "He helped the enemy to save his family." She looked at me with cold eyes. "If the truth is known, the house will go to the one who accepts the past." I felt torn. My mother, Maya, entered the room. She saw the folder and clenched her fists. "You cannot use my father's secret to take the house," she said. Maya reminded me that my father had left us because he could not bear the war's memory. The divorce and custody battle had left us broken. The night grew dark. I went back to the attic alone. I opened the wooden box again. Inside, I found a folded letter addressed to Kareem. The letter was written in a shaky hand. It said, "I am sorry. I must hide the uniform. The enemy will kill us if they see it. Keep it safe." I realized the uniform was hidden to protect us, not to betray. But a second paper fell out. It was a list of names, including my grandfather's. The list showed that he had given the enemy the location of the silver compass. My stomach turned. The heirloom might have been used by the enemy to find our village. I felt the weight of my grandfather's secret crush my chest. Lou heard my footsteps and asked, "Are you scared?" I said, "I am scared for our family." I promised to tell Maya. I ran downstairs, but Sarah blocked the door. She said, "You cannot leave until you sign the agreement." The house will be yours if you accept the truth. I saw the fear in Maya's eyes. She nodded, but her voice trembled. The inheritance was at stake. If I refused, the house would be taken by the estranged aunt. The family reunion turned into a battle for the heirloom. I felt the secret pulling me deeper into the darkness of the attic. My name is Arya. I stand in the attic with the wooden box and the folded letter. I decide to open the hidden panel behind the old rug. The panel creaks and reveals a small closet. Inside, I see a dusty uniform, exactly like the one in the photograph. The badge on the chest reads Division 7, Secret Army. I take the uniform and feel the fabric heavy with history. I hear a voice behind me. It is Sarah. She steps into the light, her eyes cold. You have found it, she says. Now you know why I kept the secret. She pulls out another paper. It is a signed agreement from my grandfather to the enemy commander, promising the compass in exchange for his family's safety. Sarah explains that my grandfather made a terrible choice to save his wife and child during the war. He became a traitor, but he did it for love. I feel my heart break. I think of my mother, Maya, who never spoke about the war. I think of Lou, who still believes his grandfather is a hero. I look at the uniform and see the stain of blood. I realize the truth. My grandfather was both a hero and a betrayer. He fought for his people, then gave away the compass in exchange for his family's safety. The inheritance clause now makes sense. The house will belong to the heir who accepts the whole story, not just the hero part. Sarah tells me, if you accept, you keep the house and the compass. If you reject, the house will go to the bank. I take a deep breath. I turn to Maya, who stands at the doorway, tears in her eyes. I say, Mother, I will accept the truth. I hand the uniform to Sarah and sign the paper. The house will stay in our family, but the compass will be hidden again, safe from those who would misuse it. Sarah nods and leaves, her mission completed. La runs to me, hugging me, shouting, "We did it! We saved the house!" The attic feels lighter. The secret is no longer a burden, it is a lesson. The story ends with a quiet sunrise over the river. I sit on the porch, holding the compass, feeling its cool metal. I understand that family secrets can hurt, but facing them makes us stronger. I promise to tell my children the true story, so they never repeat the past. In the quiet of the porch, I watch the river flow and think about the hidden past that changed my family. I learned that truth can be painful, but it also brings freedom. My grandfather's secret taught me that even good people can make bad choices, and that we must forgive to move forward. The compass now sits safe, a reminder that honesty is the true treasure. I tell my younger brother Lou that we must always ask questions, even when they scare us, because learning is a lifelong journey. This story shows how English words can help us share deep feelings and understand each other. When you study simple sentences, you can tell powerful stories like this one. Remember, every secret you uncover makes you stronger, and every lesson you learn in English opens a new door. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep believing in the truth inside your heart. Your courage to speak English, even with mistakes, builds confidence. Like my family, you can face hidden fears and grow. Thank you for listening, and may your language journey be as brave as my story. Remember, every new word is a step toward truth.